So you're not an artist. I'm curious about the new relationship you've set up for us. Mischievous, Raphael winks at me as I'm looking at my reflection in the mirror. Husband and wife? Husband and wife?
Talented opera singer who's accompanied by a dedicated manager, bodyguard, and assistant.
Boo. Boo. We could have been husband and wife. You could have been famous opera singer, husband, and I could have been super hot wife. Cookies! Welcome back to another Love in Deep Space. We are finally up to Raphael's branch today. Sorry about skipping last week. I had a concussion from a wakeboarding, so looking at screens was kind of hard for me. But now that we're all better, let's get into it. Jewellery, luxury homes, connections. The wealth Maxwell has accumulated extends beyond mere money. According to insiders, Maxwell, who made a name for himself, possesses exceptional jewellery appraisal skills ever since he was young. The banquet he's preparing for his wedding anniversary this year will be held on a private island. All invitees are wealthy celebrities, so Raphael's obviously going. It'll be hard to get close to someone like him. Besides, this person is already on the association's watch list. Looks like I'll have to tap into my precious connections to complete this mission. The villa on the bay quietly sits in the cool, salty sea air. Welcoming my arrival, the familiar iron gate is half open as always. I need to remind him that his habit of leaving the door open should be broken. I close the door behind me and head to Raphael's studio.
Don't get me wrong, it looks so much better, but your position still isn't visually appealing.
There are other people in here? That's rare. The wind blows open another door before I can reach it, and the sound of waves resounding inside the house rushes to greet me. In front of the large floor-to-ceiling window, an unusual figure swings their arms as they're bathed in sunlight. Raphael? It's gonna be like a fish or a bird or something that he's trying to paint. Raphael, dressed in formal clothes, turns around. A smile appears on his face as he places his right hand on his chest. He bows.
Welcome, my esteemed guest. Please, take a seat.
If you insist. He points at a cushioned high-back chair by the small dining table next to him. With his gaze, he urges me to sit. When you mentioned a concert, you were talking about this? It's happening now?
Of course.
A private show. Wow, just for us. Sunlight washes over the chair. A cup of tea sits on the edge of the table, and a dark red plush carpet covers the floor. He put a lot of thought into preparing this. He's not messing around.
Since the audience is here, the concert can officially begin.
Okay, but for real, don't sing for me. I don't know how sirens work, okay? Are we gonna die? I don't want to risk it, man. I can't help but let my gaze fall onto the thin paintbrush in Raphael's hand.
Watch closely. This isn't just any paintbrush. It's...
Raphael slightly lifts his chin to create suspense. Then he turns back to the floor-to-ceiling window. He holds the paintbrush and poses. If I'm not mistaken, that's the pose a conductor does. We are
Is everyone ready?
Is he gonna sing? I look around the room again. I'm the only one here. Even if we count the beach, only a few seagulls are perched nearby. They're preening their feathers.
Cookies.
What? The seagulls on the beach suddenly turn their heads towards Raphael. This is such a Raphael bit. He's the epitome of those seagulls from Finding Nemo, and they're like, mine, mine, mine. That's him. He'd be one of them. They stretch their necks and squawk loudly. Hold on.
There's no time. Lemons.
The joyful cries of the seagulls immediately change at the same time. They hit a different high-pitched note and hold it for a while. The cool sea breeze lifts the hem of his suit and blends with the warm sunlight to create a relaxing, refreshing experience. Raphael's pose is simple yet subtly expressive. His eyes are half closed as he is engrossed in the melodious tune. Assuming this is a mime performance, it's perfect in terms of being a concert. It's a shame I can't mute the world. Before the seagull's maddening cries overwhelm my mind, I go to the window and set down a plate of cookies and lemons. The rhythmic cries stop. Seagulls fly in to snatch the food before scattering. They're satisfied. What just happened? What did you just do? Raphael watches the seagulls disband. He reluctantly puts down his paintbrush.
Not only did you interrupt the conductor, but you also fed the orchestra during a concert. I've never met an audience member as audacious as you.
Weren't these supposed to bribe the seagulls so they stay quiet?
Okay, I guess that was pretty obvious.
Tell me to bring my noise-cancelling headphones next time. Raphael points to the earbuds, headphones, and pillow on the sofa.
I think it's pretty clear how I've spent these past few days. These seagulls are so noisy that I can't get anything done, you know. If I don't find a way to discipline them soon, I'll have to resort to drastic measures.
The seagulls finish the food on the plate and flap their wings. They fly towards the azure ocean.
Well, a hasty curtain call is to be expected for a seagull performance. The weather's so nice today. Do I have the honor of inviting you to afternoon tea since the concert's over?
Twirling the paintbrush in his hand, Raphael walks to the small dining table. He lifts the tablecloth with the paintbrush's handle.
I was planning to surprise you when it ended, but I suppose my plans can never keep up with you.
Was the concert only the beginning? Is this the real reason you invited me over here?
No.
Oh, the mood changed. Great. We're not having fun anymore. Time to go into depression mode. This is why I hate this game. Sometimes, okay, you can't switch up on me like this. The aroma of food lingers in the air as Raphael pours me a cup of hot tea. His gaze implies there's more that meets the eye, and it's reflected in the drink's ripples.
I heard some rumors, and even if I didn't invite you, you'd probably find me of your own accord.
Looks like the sea breeze is good at carrying news.
Since you left the N109 zone, certain eyes that lurk in the shadows are waiting for the play's next act. Problems keep coming up. I'm not sure which one you'll deal with first, though. So, I'll take the initiative and offer you a reward of your choice.
The rare display of honesty and undying assertiveness catches me off guard. He's already in control of the conversation. I swallow my food. After contemplating my choices, I pick up my cup and extend it towards him with a question. Why don't you be even more honest? Is there something that needs my immediate attention?
Not necessarily, but it is something only you can do.
Me?
Yes, only you.
The corner of Raphael's mouth curls up. As we clink glasses, his expression carries a hint of determination. I know this matter is anything but ordinary for him and me.
Breaking the shackles of time requires patience. As they say, haste makes waste. Let's talk about your issue first, yeah?
Okay, well, the certain eyes that are lurking in the shadows either means Silas or it means Caleb. Raphael's house is literally the goals. Like, I'm not joking when I say that I've always wanted a bedroom like this that's round and that has like just a glass sky. Like, I want his bedroom so bad. The well-known tycoon, Maxwell, is on the association's watch list for suspected involvement in illegal protocol smuggling. At the last auction he attended, he brought a set of jewellery that wasn't top tier, for a high price and claimed it was for his wedding anniversary. Would a wealthy entrepreneur skilled in jewelry appraisal make such a mistake?
Based on
I
our
think
intel,
not.
the association suspects this was an illegal protocol transaction disguised as a jewelry auction. And when
That's
we
actually
look at
smart,
the
though.
price, if it's really related to protocols, it must be no ordinary type.
They updated this. She's 3D. I swear to God she wasn't 3D last time. She looks different. They were like 2D, weren't they? In other words, an ether core might be hidden in that jewelry.
We don't have any conclusive evidence at the moment, so we can't confiscate his assets. You'll have to do an undercover investigation.
Why does Jenna also sound different? Did they change her voice actor? Yes, Captain. Maxwell plans to give the jewellery to his wife at the banquet. If I attend, I might be able to inspect it. As for getting my hands on an invitation from a tycoon. Only you can do this, Raphael.
I know. Your eyes already acknowledged how wonderful I am the moment you walked through that door. You don't need to butter me up even more.
Okay, don't get a big head, mate. Raphael leaves the changing room with his hands behind his back. Anticipation builds with each step he takes. What about the invitation?
Didn't I say I'd present you with a reward of your choice? Here you go.
Shadows fall in front of me. Raphael covers my face with one hand and ties something at the back of my head with the other. Whoa! Is he putting a blindfold on? No, he's not. I raise my hand and touch the smooth surface. The object is soft and firm. Raphael wraps an arm around my shoulder and leads me to the mirror. A mask for a masquerade? We got to do a masquerade? I'm so down for this. I'm so down for this.
And the invitation to Maxwell's private banquet.
Did he pick our dress? I know he has taste. You better have picked a good dress. Raphael stands behind me. He appears to be dissatisfied with how the mask is positioned. While talking, he undoes the knot and reties it.
Maxwell and his wife Gabriella met at a masquerade ball. The theme of their wedding anniversary is reliving the moment. Guests will wear customized masks as part of his commemorative gift.
It sounds like he really loves his wife. But these masks are custom made, so they must represent its wearer's identity, right?
Yup, your clothes and jewelry are ready too. Now's the perfect time to get acquainted with your new identity.
I glance at my reflection in the mirror. I notice Raphael's somewhat extravagant formal attire that suits a masquerade. So you're not an artist. I'm curious about the new relationship you've set up for us. Mischievous, Raphael winks at me as I'm looking at my reflection in the mirror. Husband and wife? Husband and wife?
Talented opera singer who's accompanied by a dedicated manager, bodyguard, and assistant.
Boo! Boo! We could have been husband and wife. You could have been famous opera singer, husband, and I could have been super hot wife. Which one of us is the opera singer?
I'm definitely not your manager, bodyguard, or assistant. I never accept side gigs.
Be sober, bitch. Bitch. Can't handle your sass today. 3 days later, on a luxurious yacht, the banquet is in full swing. Melodious music accompanies the event. I quietly touch the back of my head. The mask is on my face, and the strap shows no sign of becoming loose. With a champagne glass in hand, I stand behind Raphael. I occasionally pretend to take a sip as I observe the people around us.
Why are you so far away?
Raphael, who's also wearing a mask, turns around and looks at the distance between us with some confusion. He gestures for me to come closer.
Your clothes and mannerisms are your face in a banquet like this, which means they're under everyone's scrutiny. So, people are gonna think I brought an assassin with me when you stand over there like that.
I'll do better, I'm sorry. I mouth, This is the distance a bodyguard should be at to Raphael. Are we switching up our story? Did you give in? Resigned, Raphael lowers his head and walks over to stand beside me.
Then switch your role to manager so we can be near each other. Besides, when you first became my bodyguard, you weren't this meticulous about keeping your distance.
Just as Raphael is about to say something, a man wearing a jester mask walks over to us. My intuition as a bodyguard makes me step forward to protect Raphael, who's behind me.
He's just here to talk. You don't need to be on high alert.
I nod and step aside. Standing next to Raphael, I watch as Raphael starts a conversation with him.
Your bodyguard is competent.
Thank you. Smiling, Raphael looks at me.
Being modest would be a disservice to her. Having her around is the best thing that's happened to me.
Oh wow! I expected something sassy. I didn't expect something truthful. Wow. Thanks, Raphael. Ever since he's boarded the yacht, Raphael's speech and enunciation have changed. His gestures are also more exaggerated than usual. It's like he's a real opera singer.
Interesting. Maxwell made this mask and brooch for Yosef. He should be over 70 right now. But you sound like a young man.
Here we go. I feel a bit on edge, but my expression remains calm as I take the wine glass from Raphael's hand.
Are you saying that 70-year-old Yosef should disregard his health and attend in person?
Youngsters like yourself are very sharp-tongued. While Yosef and I were drinking tea and playing chess, you were probably having fun somewhere else.
I don't like these vibes. This is rich people, my yacht's bigger than yours kind of vibe conversation. A dick measuring conversation is what it is.
Judging by your attitude, you must be an old friend of his, good sir. Has he not taken the time to share some of his insight with you? For example, how does a person avoid becoming an annoying old man?
Watch your tongue. Did Maxwell actually allow someone like you to attend this banquet?
On the hold of the ship, the crisp sound of clinking glasses captures everyone's attention. A middle-aged man wearing a dark purple velvet suit stands up with a glass of wine. His smile is barely concealed under his mask.
I'd like to thank everyone for attending this banquet. Tomorrow is my 40th wedding anniversary with Gabriella. The yacht will arrive at the island where the event will be held.
Upon seeing the host, the jester reluctantly closes his mouth. He angrily glares at Raphael before walking away. Raphael adjusts his mask and discreetly curls his finger at his side. He's beckoning to me. Once I'm next to him, we start quietly talking to each other. Is it time for plan B?
Yeah, remember to act natural. Leave the dramatic parts to me.
Was always going to. Wouldn't expect anything less.
All of you have probably heard about my gift for Gabriella.
Maxwell gestures to the cabin and everyone's gazes shift. A tall bodyguard leaves the cabin while holding a jewelry box adorned with an intricate floral pattern. Following Maxwell's directions, the bodyguard places the jewelry box on a display that's been specifically crafted for it. It's located at the front of the banquet hall. Bathed in meticulously placed lighting, accompanied by perfect angles and colour, the jewellery resembles a solidified, dark blue, tranquil ocean. This might be a good chance to get a closer look.
You also must have heard about the people who claim my old eyes are failing me, and I can't tell what a real treasure is anymore.
As Maxwell lightly joked about himself, everyone joined in with the good-natured laugh.
When the official banquet begins, I will let everyone know that its true value is far beyond the money I spent.
It must be the perfect piece of jewelry for Gabriella, since he spent so much money on it.
I heard it compliments Gabriella's eyes. Maybe that's the reason.
I hear the guests' conversations around me. Recalling Maxwell's files, I shake my head. Raphael understands the meaning behind my gaze and follows me.
You can't wait to get closer to Maxwell.
Shut the fuck up, Jester. He's annoying. I agree. The Jester follows us, and his unabashedly rude remark catches Maxwell's attention.
What's going on?
Save us, Maxwell. As soon as Maxwell walks away from the display, the bodyguard carefully closes the jewelry box, picks it up, and leaves the way he came. Raphael and I exchange a glance and decide to stay still for now.
This is good. Maxwell, would you kindly introduce this young man? Who's this young man wearing Yosef's family brooch? He's strutting around like he's some kind of VIP.
If only you knew! Sir, please keep your distance from my employer.
What are you talking about? People like you can't even dream of talking to me.
You're walking on thin ice, buddy! Thin ice! Raphael, seemingly unfazed, bows towards Maxwell and lowers his head with an air of grace. Maybe if someone else did it, it would seem pretentious, but his gesture only brings to mind phrases such as an elegant gentleman.
It's been a while, Maxwell. Allow me to greet you on behalf of my uncle.
He's so sassy!
Oh, Yes, of course. Allow me to introduce you. This is Yosef's distant nephew. You should listen to him perform. He's truly an opera star in the making.
Really? Why haven't I heard about Yosef's opera-singing nephew?
Why are you asking about that? Do you even know all his legitimate and illegitimate children? Have you met them? Or even held them, for that matter?
Yeah.
It's almost like you know more about my family than I do.
Fan behavior. The Jester is taken aback. He's about to speak when Maxwell interrupts him with a cough.
Indeed. Why must a person meddle in another family's affairs? You should work on that nasty temper of yours.
Understanding the implications of Maxwell's words, the Jester presses his lips into a thin line and mutters under his breath. He's somewhat displeased.
That explains why you're so arrogant. You're an illegitimate child.
Annoyed, Raphael puts on a stern expression. I position myself between him and the Jester.
All right, young man. There's no need to get so worked up. I just heard your bodyguard threatening an elder. That's not right.
Sorry, I can't do anything about that. My bodyguard, who's also my manager, has a bad temper, especially when it comes to people offending me. I can't just ask her to stop being so protective of me, can I?
Maxwell raises an eyebrow before understanding the situation.
You...
Maxwell, you get it. You're on our team. He's on our side.
For my sake, why don't you all calm down? The night is still young. There's no need to waste it on trivial matters.
Raphael scoffs, but he immediately quiets down after I pat his back, then nods at Maxwell.
Now that the misunderstanding's been cleared up, I'd be happy to extend this courtesy to you. Let's head back and rest for a bit.
Raphael offers his elbow to me. Once I place my hand on his arm, he escorts me out of the banquet hall like a performer leaving the stage. Raphael heads to the secluded spot.
Acting is so exhausting. But thanks to him, no one will question us. It should be smooth sailing for our future operations from here on out.
It's a shame the script has changed from nephew to illegitimate child. There shouldn't be any problems, right?
The old man has countless illegitimate children. No one would bat an eye if word got out. At best, we'll get a few more disdainful looks.
That's good. We won't even see someone rolling their eyes at us with these masks.
Yeah, it's perfect.
This is so fancy! I wasn't able to get close to the jewellery, so I didn't sense anything unusual. My hair hides the strap at the back of my head. Seeing me struggle to find it, Raphael helps me untie it. I can't help but rub my face the moment the mask comes off. It feels a little stiff.
Your target this time is jewelry?
He fiddles with my mask, his palm, and his slender fingers, making it look delicate. What about you? Is pretending to be your manager, bodyguard, and assistant as far as my help goes? He gazes out at the ocean. His exposed half face is showing a pensive expression.
Don't worry. I'll tell you everything when the time comes. I'm not saying anything now because I'm worried the info dump will overload your brain.
Now I'm even more curious.
Surely you have other questions besides what I'm actually after. Why not ask a simple one?
Will you kiss me? Simple. Real simple. You're wearing a disguise for a reason. Are you hiding from the people who posted your bounty on the dark web?
It's part of the reason, yeah. But I have other enemies.
They're also on this ship?
They're also on this ship.
I expected as much, but I still let out a soft sigh. Why do I always feel like you're dragging me into trouble?
Don't worry about it. Considering how strong you are, no one can beat you in a fist fight.
I knew it. Nothing is ever simple when you need me to be involved. Raphael keeps smiling. He lifts my right hand and gently presses it against his cheek. It's a gesture of a gentlemanly courtesy.
I guess I should apologize, huh? But I have a feeling that's not what you want right now.
His mask has more decorations than mine. Its rough, uneven texture creates an illusion of warmth as its crest. My fingers trace the edge of the mask and descend to his jawline. I almost touch his skin. Can you guess what I want? I can guess.
A mission that won't let the night go to waste?
Whoa! Correct. Very straightforward. Straight to the point. My hand lands on Raphael's wrist and I pull him towards me. Correct. I'll wait until the dead of night to pull off a grand heist. Want to be my partner in crime? The mask's frozen smile is brimming with vitality Raphael has fused into it. It almost comes to life as if its wearer gazes at me.
The sea at night is the perfect stage for a magnificent performance. I'm honored I get to share it with you.
While the guards change shift, the corridor is empty. It's the perfect time to start our mission. I already know the yacht's map by heart. I carefully push open the door and bring Raphael with me. Take a left at 3594, go upstairs, and then take another left before walking to 4136. Go through the side door and cross the terrace. That's how we'll reach the security room.
Are you sure we won't get caught by the patrolling guards?
Of course. Don't forget, I'm not doing this by myself. I adjust my earring, or rather, a small communication device disguised as an earring. The guards schedule patrols, routes, and the vault passcode are all in it.
Your association is truly a gathering of hidden talents.
Hurry up! The passcode changes every 10 minutes. It'll be tough if we miss our chance. Stop yapping, in other words. We arrive at the terrace on the 4th floor smoothly. It's not long until the vault's location appears within my line of sight. There are guards on patrol. We have to distract them.
That's easy. We just need an encore.
A small flame flickers from his fingertips. I nod. You're so good at this. How many people have you scared with that trick?
Who asked me to be her partner in crime?
Me. Yes. The communication device beeps. The passcode has been successfully deciphered. I gesture to Raphael. Whoa. Something.
You're a good man, Maxwell. Spending a fortune just to make your wife smile.
My small gift pales in comparison to your company's wealth and power.
Why is Maxwell here?
Here.
The sound of laughter gets closer. Raphael opens the hatch in the corner of the floor and pulls me down. The door silently closes and our surroundings darken. So Maxwell's not on our team. I had hope for you, Maxwell. The space below the deck is cramped and small. With faint light from the automatic emergency light, I can barely make out the piles of items. Concerned that any noise would alert Maxwell and the others, Raphael and I have to stay close together and not move.
What's wrong?
Your hand. It's poking me. He hesitates before moving his hand aside and rests it on the clutter behind him, as if he's trying to wrap his arm around my waist.
Better.
Yes. Against the hazy light, his figure is hard to discern, but the depths of his gaze are front and center, profound as the ocean itself. I force myself to look away and focus on the commotion above us.
Originally wanted to attend, but he couldn't leave. He asked us to send you and your wife his regards. You're too kind.
I bet
These
Maxwell has
people,
that rich
talk
person
about
laugh.
their everyday lives somewhere else? Is the passcode about to change?
It's okay. We still have at least 7 or 8 minutes. Let's wait.
But aren't you uncomfortable?
No, more than comfortable. Of course I am, I say in my heart. Curled up in front of Raphael, I can't stretch my limbs. They're starting to feel numb. To make matters worse, a strand of my hair falls across my face. It's almost in my eyes. Well, we know what's gonna happen here. Huff huff. I try to blow it away, but it doesn't do anything. Raphael's bangs slightly sway instead.
Let me help.
He raises a hand and moves it towards my cheek. However, his elbows hit the deck. Oh god. Did he make a noise? Luckily, the people on the deck are still chatting and laughing. They didn't hear us. I'm fine. I can deal with it. I try to suppress the strange feeling of the hair on my face, but the more I try to ignore it, the more I focus on it. After a few moments, tears well up in my eyes. My vision starts to blur. What?
Don't move.
Getting overwhelmed. Me, honestly. He lowers his head. Suddenly, I can see him in much greater detail. He's so close that his eyelashes almost brush against my cheek. Accompanied by the faint warmth of his breath, his nose touches the area between my eyebrows. Following the curve... Sorry. Why are you so close to move my hair out the way? Chill, brother. Following the curve of my brow ridge, he slowly moves that annoying strand of hair to the side.
Is it better?
I force myself to nod calmly, trying to ignore the heat rising in my cheeks. I refocus on the conversation above us. And somehow, in the span of a few minutes, their conversation has changed completely.
Please think this over, Maxwell. As long as you're willing to give up Jewel Reef, feel free to name your price.
This would be a great opportunity for you to collaborate with Ever again, don't you think? I'm sure your wife would agree.
Ever. A bit of doubt flashes through my mind when I hear that name. Judging by their conversation, this isn't the first time Maxwell's been involved with Ever. Is his protocol smuggling business related to them?
I already told you. I'm never selling the island. Stop asking.
Maxwell, we've been very sincere. Being at each other's throats won't benefit anyone, right?
Are you threatening me? Oh, no. We wouldn't even consider it. But your anniversary is coming up. It'd be a shame if something went awry to ruin the event.
So a threat. Maxwell sounds even more displeased. The three argue for a bit before parting ways on bad terms. I sigh when the sound of footsteps fades away. I reach out to open the hatch door. Are they gone?
Yeah, you can come out now. We'll be able to make it if we hurry.
Raphael leaps onto the deck first. Then he turns back and pulls me up. Sneaking around on a yacht is more annoying than fighting a wanderer.
Really? Your reflexes and skills are remarkable. You might want to consider working as a spy.
No thanks. That means I'm being in a life or death situation. I just want to focus on staying alive. After closing the door, I'm about to stand up when I notice a figure in the distance. It's Maxwell again? I yank Raphael down. He stumbles and ends up crouching.
Who's there?
Raphael pauses. He quickly realizes what's happening. Reacting faster than me, he cups my cheek.
Why are you crying? Are you feeling unwell? Or did I do something that made you upset?
I'm not crying. I frown, pretending to be angry and aggravated as I look up at him.
Yes. But look at your face, cutie pie. Your cheeks are puffed out like a hamster's. Didn't you say the grape mousse at the banquet was delicious? We can order another one later.
Stop using food as a way to make me feel better.
You don't want to eat it?
I do.
I knew it.
This performance successfully makes Maxwell stop in his tracks. He squints to scrutinize the two of us.
Are you...
Having an argument. Yes.
Maxwell?
Oh, Maxwell! Raphael turns his head. Upon seeing Maxwell, he appears surprised. He quickly helps me stand. I wipe away my imaginary tears, lower my head, and pretend to awkwardly hide behind Raphael.
Good evening. This is embarrassing to say the least.
Did you have a fight with your girlfriend?
It's just one of those lovers' quarrels, you know. It's not a big deal. I thought we could take a breather.
I see.
He sounds like he doesn't believe us. I can't help but feel nervous. Just then, a guard on patrol quickly approaches us. Puzzled, his gaze flits between us and Maxwell.
Mr. Maxwell, is everything all right?
You're just in time. I have to tell you something. Tighten the security in the vault tonight, and bring in a few more men to protect it. You must keep a close eye on the jewelry and the deed to Jewel Reef.
Understood.
This is bad. No shit. Our plan to sneak into the vault is ruined. I quietly tug Raphael's sleeve, signaling that we should leave first.
Well, we'll be on our way. I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Wait.
Is there anything else?
Raphael pauses. In the blink of an eye, he smiles and turns to Maxwell, who walks up to us.
Stay away from the 4th floor if you want to get your mind off things.
Is he warning us? What's on the 4th floor? As I quickly run through 100 possibilities, Maxwell raises his hand and points upward.
Go to the bar or cafe on the 5th floor. There aren't a lot of people, and the atmosphere is better.
It's come to my attention that these chapters are all really long, like independently, so they're all gonna be 2 parts. I'm sorry guys, we're gonna end it there. But I love you all, and thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you next week for part 2. Okay, goodbye, I love you.